Hey, good morning. Welcome to Connect Daily Bread, where we acknowledge what Jesus said, that man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. So today we finish up 1 Thessalonians. We're in chapter 5. As you can see, I'm out and about, so go ahead and read that chapter, and I'll just share with you a few thoughts that stood out to me. So in chapter 5, we see Paul talking about the contrast between night and day. And here he's associating night with deeds of darkness, with that which is unpleasing to God. And he encourages the disciples at Thessalonica and you and I to be children of the day, children of the light, to put on the breastplate of love, the helmet of knowledge of salvation, and to live in ways that honor Christ. Kind of neat to see the overlap between some of the armor referenced in Ephesians 6. But he tells us to be people of the day, doing that which honors Jesus. And then he reminds them that we haven't been appointed, we haven't been chosen to suffer God's wrath, but to experience salvation through Jesus Christ. And he tells them that is the case for those who are asleep in Christ, those who have passed, and those who are going alive or going to be alive when Jesus returns. And so that was important for Paul to revisit with them again, because they had questions and concerns about those in the church that had passed. What would be the case with them? So again, he reminds them that they're going to experience Jesus. And then Paul moves towards the close and the end of the letter with some instruction about caring for each other, and caring for each other in specific places, meaning that there is a different way, a different mode of love for based upon where an individual's at in the church. So if there's a disruptive and idle individual, the love called for is a tough love. Warn those individuals. And and then if there's a disheartened brother, to encourage them. And then to help those who are weak in the faith, to be patient with everyone. And man, that really is the kind of litmus test of love is the patience piece. I know there are certainly times where I have failed in my love for brothers and sisters, and just overall in a lack of patience. But that is something that, in the love chapter, right? 1 Corinthians 13, love is the first one started with. Love is patient. And so God has been incredibly gracious and patient with me and with us. And God expects and calls us to pay that same patience forward, which will really be the ingredients that help folks to grow, that will help us to grow in a relationship with God, and help us to kind of cultivate a culture of growth. Grace, truth, and time enable disciples to grow and to become, which, as Adam laid out for us, it's always easier to blame than to become. But that responsibility piece, if you and I take responsibility for our lives and our relationship with God and our brothers and sisters, being our brothers and sisters keepers, with grace, truth, and time, with patience, then we're going to be able to experience the growth that God desires. And when we grow and become more and more like Jesus, we're going to do the things that Jesus did, and we're going to have the kind of impact that Jesus, the apostles, and the early church had, which will empower, enable us to really fulfill the theme of the year, to continue the work that God began in the book of Acts. And really, at Connect, we're not trying to be innovative and new and start something different. We just simply want to be a link in the chain, a wave in the ocean, a stone in the temple of the church that Christ is building up. And so this concludes our reading of 1 Thessalonians. We will move into 2 Thessalonians next. So those are my thoughts. Love you guys. Have a good day.